Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am, 5, 6 weeks into this journey of trying to lose my regain. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy, which is a weight loss surgery, back in October of 2016, which means I am almost 4 years out at this point. My high weight starting weight day of surgery was 265. I'm 5'8". I am 33 years old. 14 months post-op, I reached my goal weight of losing 100 pounds. I weighed 165 for like a day. And then I maintained kind of in the 170s for a while. And then I did an Ironman 70.3 and I maintained in the 180s for a while. And in the last year or two, I kind of reached the 190s, low 200s. And the highest regain number I saw was 209, like I said, 5 or 6 weeks ago. And I have been working to get back to the 170s is my goal. That's where I felt really good. So I also mentioned when I first started this thing that I wanted to approach this regain situation really slowly, no like drastic 800 calorie days, nothing too extreme, right? I want it to be a sustainable, gradual step down. So I went on ketoconnect.net, their macro calculator, just plugged in my stats. I'm not, trying to like build muscle. I'm not trying to like train for anything in particular. I'm just trying to have a slow, gradual weight loss. And their macro calculator put me at, I think, 1760 calories. I am tracking consistently on MyFitnessPal. If you want to add me there, my link is below. And this week I weighed exactly the same as last week. So there was like some minor fluctuations, like less than a pound up and down throughout the week. And so that to me means that maybe it's time to start maybe thinking about lowering my calories a little bit. So what I said at the beginning that I am going to adhere to is that after like 2 or 3 weeks with no movement, then I will lower my calories. But the reason I think I'm ready to lower them is because on multiple days this week, I actually didn't even reach my 1760 calories. I was just full. And, I'm trying to honor and respect how I physically feel and not eat if I'm not hungry. And I'm very much allowing myself the 1760 calories. I'm not like trying to eat less, but there were 2 or 3 days this week where I was just full. It would have been too much to eat that much. So I'm gonna do one more week at this caloric level, and of course check in with you again next week and see how I feel and where we are. But that to me is a good indication that my body has like grown accustomed to this level, and it might be time to step down soon. So if I reduce my calories, it'll probably be like 200. I'm not jumping from 1760 calories to like 1,000 calories a day. I think 1,000 or less is way, way, way too low for any adult-sized human who is more than a year and a half post-weight loss surgery. That's just not healthy, I think, based on all the research I've read. So that's where my weight is this week. I ate pretty well. I ate pretty simply. I ate consistently. I did swim twice. No, just once. It was a really, really busy, hectic week, and I'm going to get to that in just a second. And my pool is only open on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the afternoons, and so I tried to never miss. But on Thursdays, my in-laws were in town, and we ended up going to dinner. So I couldn't swim on Thursday, but I made up for it. What I wanted to talk about from like a mental aspect, something that I've kind of been mulling over in my own mind, is the notion of feeling worthy, like deserving, and those sound like big, heavy words. And there's a lot of ways that people express this, it's a pretty common theme that you see, I don't know, on the internet, memes or whatever, but the way in which it's said that resonates most with me is to be as generous with your love with yourself as you are with others. To love yourself as much as you love others. To be as gracious with yourself as you are with others. And, other people say, like, you can't pour from an empty cup. Make sure your own cup is full before you are able to pour into the cup of others. I think that's a good way to visualize it as well. People also say, on an airplane, right? Like in case of emergency, you have to put your own life mask on first before air mask, whatever, before you help somebody else. It's all the same thing, right? It's making sure that you are in a good, healthy mind space and physical space before you can really take care of anybody else in a good and healthy way. And that is something I've really been mulling over in my own mind. I think I'm kind of a natural giver kind of person, very maternal. I always have been. My mom always tells the story of like first day of pre-K, I was 3 years old and I was like so excited to go, right? I've always been like very independent as well. I was so excited to go, and apparently I like entered pre-K class and I was like consoling the other kids who were like sad and crying and like hanging on to their parents. I was the one consoling them and like telling them it was going to be fun and to like come hang out and come play. And that is like the earliest evidence I have of me being like a nurturing, caregiving kind of person. But I've always been kind of the person who takes care of other people, and that doesn't feel like a burden to me. It doesn't feel heavy, and I love doing it. And you know, my friends throughout the years will all tell you that that's just how I am. And I love feeling like I'm helping other people, but I have to remind myself that I am worthy of being taken care of by myself in that same way. And that is something I forget about. It's not because I don't think on a conscious level that I'm like worthy or deserving of time to myself, of, you know, taking care of myself physically and all this, of like allowing myself to sleep a little, you know, just little self-care things. It's not that on like a conscious level I think I'm not deserving of that, but you know, I'm so willing and ready to give love and care to other people that sometimes I forget to do that for myself. And so, for example, this week was a really, really, really busy, hectic week, but I still made time to go to the gym, to have some alone time, to you know, have time just to read my books and things that are good and nurturing and healthy for me. You know, I'm very quick to make sure that everyone around me has the things that they need. I need to not forget to make sure that I have the things that I need. And I am certain this will resonate with some of you as well, because we've had these conversations. And I know that a lot of you are like this as well. You put, especially when you have kids and stuff like that, you put everybody's needs before your own and then you're done, you know, and it's hard sometimes to remember that you are just as important a member of the family as everyone else, and you're taking care of everyone but yourself. And sometimes you have to take a step back and remember that if you're not taking care of yourself, you won't be in a good and healthy space to take care of everybody else. So that's something I've been thinking about a lot, to like remember that I deserve to be treated as well as I'm treating everybody else. I deserve to be as healthy as I'm trying to help everybody else be. And so, especially when life gets busy and hectic and crazy, it's important for us to remind ourselves that our cups have to be full before you can pour into someone else's. So I hope that resonates with you, because it's something I've really been mulling over. The reason we've been so busy this week is because we bought a house on Monday. My husband and I have purchased our first home, which is very exciting. Here in the neighborhood, we're in the suburbs of New Orleans. We're very close to my mom's house, less than 5 minutes away, which was my goal. That's what we were looking for. You know, ever since we moved back from New Jersey a little over a year ago, my idea was to be close to her so we could, you know, spend time with her, because I've lived away for a while and I've just been ready to come home. And in this past year, you know, we've been staying with my mom. A lot of my stuff has been in storage, and we've spent honestly 9 of the last 12 months in Mexico, partially because of COVID. So, you know, we haven't really been here a lot, and it was time for us to have our own space and to have our house. And because of the way my job is, I'm able to work remotely, and so I know I'm going to be here for the foreseeable future. It was time to set down roots, and I'm just really, really happy about it. Honestly, you might remember last year I was talking about this. I'm very much like a long-term planner. So I've been talking about, if you've been on this channel for a while, I think actually going into 2019, I said I was planning to buy a house, and 2019 ended up changing because I ended up moving, which was great. And And the original plan was to buy a house in early 2020, but then we kind of got stuck in Mexico because of COVID. So here we are. This is like the earliest in 2020 that I could make it happen, but this has been the plan for a long time. In fact, while we were still in Mexico, I actually started working with my realtor. I got my lender, got my like pre-approval and all that, and started looking at places. And literally the day that we landed from Mexico, we went to a couple showings. We went to a bunch of showings in that first week or two, I think. I mean, it was less than 2 weeks that we put in an offer on this house that we ended up buying. And so it was really kind of fast. I guess it's been about a month since we first found it, and now it's ours. And I love it. It's really beautiful. I might show a couple pictures here and there as time goes on. It has a gorgeous kitchen, which I definitely plan on doing like cooking videos from. But I'm not going to do like a whole home tour just for the interest of my family's privacy, especially because this house was listed really recently. I think a quick Google search would show you the exact address, and just in the interest of my family's privacy, I'm not going to do a home tour, but I'm sure you will see it as time goes on, especially because eventually I'm going to start filming there, obviously, because we're going to live there, and I'm definitely going to have some cooking videos and stuff coming up soon. If there's anything in particular, any kind of recipe video you'd like to see me do, you can definitely comment that below. I will put that on the mental list. But yeah, I'm just really excited. It's our first time owning a home. I actually went to a boarding school for the last 2 years of high school, and I have been in and out of dorms and apartments since I was 15, almost 20 years. And I just feel like I'm constantly moving. And it's one thing to travel, that's great, I love it, but to move, move all your stuff, have it in storage, have it in boxes, oh my gosh, it's just mentally taxing. So I'm really happy to have a place that will be ours. If it's not our forever home, it's at least our 15 to 20 year home. And that, oh gosh, it just feels really, really good. And obviously we plan to continue traveling a lot and things like that, but to just have our own home base to come back to is awesome, like a permanent space. It's a beautiful little house. It's small. It's 1,500 square feet, but it has 4 bedrooms. So master and a guest, and then an office for me, an office for my husband. Lovely living room, big back porch, really nice garden, which I'm so excited about, gardening and spending time outside. And like I said, it's super close to my mom, so we can continue spending a lot of time together with her. So it's been a busy week. We closed on Monday and, started moving stuff and everything. And like I said, my in-laws came in town, and it's just been a lot. So I've had to make that conscious effort to make time for myself and make sure I was in a good headspace. And some days that's harder than others, but I've made it a priority. And if you have anything crazy going on in your life, I know kids are going back to school right now, and I get it. I know that life can be stressful, and that sometimes we want to put our health or our food or our fitness or just general well-being on the back burner, or maybe it's not even a conscious decision. Maybe it's just not at the top of your to-do list. But here is your reminder to put yourself at the top, because if you do put yourself as a priority at the top of your to-do list, everything else will work out better. So I hope you're all doing well. I hope you've had a great week. Like I said, I'm going to keep my calories the same for 1 more week, see how it goes, and I will check in with you next week, and it's going to be great. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.